This is called Poems as Prayers. This is dedicated to Alan. It's kind of, it came from a conversation or some ideas that we were throwing around the other day at this very place. It's called Poems as Prayers for Alan Kaufman. You say poems are prayers, and I've always thought them so, but prayers not scraping for favors from some bitter god of tawdry heavens and slaughterhouse hells. Prayers to ourselves and our fellow creatures upon the earth. Prayers not asking forgiveness, but offering it. We release them like magic children into this lonely city, where they drift through the streets and alleys and up and down the hills like the fog, where someone may see and understand, and maybe be a little bit saved as they go about their way in this church of a life, this commune of the spirit.
This is William Taylor.
Hi, William Taylor.
What's up, William Taylor?
Oh.
This is some new stuff, so I've never read this before, so that's exciting, or maybe it sucks, I don't know. But but I like this whole afternoon thing where you can go to a bar and read poetry and listen to poetry instead of watching football. That's kind of nice, I like it. It's called Our Only Job. Friends, ignore the crowd and whatever scraps it offers up as wisdom. Seek no forgiveness of sins manufactured by sad and lonely gods. The crowd is the architect and the slave of fear. Don't let it guide your journey. Our only sin is lack of imagination, lack of kindness and grace. Our only destination is death. How we get there is our own business. Our only job is beauty, and they can't fire us. We can only quit. The City of Poets. I walk the streets of this city of poets, and I see them everywhere I go. They're not hard to recognize.
Word.
You find them in the crowded cafes and the poorly lit bars, taking strange pills, drinking bad wine, pushing blades and needles to their too sensitive skin, crawling through the alleys of Chinatown, jumping off the downtown roofs, in and out of psych wards and hospitals, fighting amongst themselves, selling peanuts at ball games to try and make the rent. They know nothing of the past or the future, just this burning moment. Their laughter is true. And sometimes they laugh as they burn, and sometimes they scream. But their ashes are always beautiful.
You're awesome.
Yeah, brother.
Called Time Enough in Death. It's true we never learn to be useful. What with time and its teeth of fire and death's fierce hunger always at our backs, it's hard to concentrate on the lesser things. We're listening to ancient voices, reaching for the sun with frozen hands, embracing any flame that will have us, strangely proud of our burning. We are lost in the fog and the mountains of our madness, in search of a strange music to bring back to a world that has no use for it. A world that will pay us no living wage for our grace and our disease. A world existing only to remind us that we will never know what it means to be useful. But I tell you, there's time enough in death to be useful, where they can sharpen our bones and do with them what they will.
Nice.
It's called Christmas at the Brown Jug. It's a neighborhood bar.
Yeah, the brown jug.
And, all right, Christmas at the Brown Jug. You know the holidays are near because Nadine wears gold sequins, and there's a mechanical snowman that dances on the bar to the music on the juke. And the woman on the stool next to mine drinks white Carlo and Rossi in a pint glass over ice.
Hello, Rossi.
And she says, "We're all nice people here." And the woman on the other side of me has 3 teeth and she wears a reindeer sweater. And she declares, "I'm not an abomination. My sweet Lord loves me." And outside there's some kind of altercation. There's strong words and threats of violence, despite the sign on the lamppost that declares this a hate-free zone. And you can already hear the sirens. And there's an old yellow sign that always hangs above the bar that says, "Free beer tomorrow." It's funny if you think about it. This is a new one. I just wrote this just kind of sitting waiting for the Muni Underground to come. And just, it was like rush hour, and it was just packed with horrible people, and like I was depressed. And anyway, this is called Rush Hour and the Girl Who Almost Made It Bearable. Prodded and driven on crowded subway cars like doomed animals, we are faced with it. We are forced to see. There is nowhere to look away. We close our eyes and there is still the smell and the noise of it, the sick feel of it brushing against our skin. Humanity confronted with itself. Sweating, sneezing, coughing, wheezing, hunchbacked and stink-mouthed, toothless, weepy, obese, and sickly, leering and glassy-eyed, lustful and impotent, confused by our destination and hurtling towards some darkness we'll never understand, pretending we are whole and with purpose instead of the broken things we are. And on a seat opposite mine, crushed between two nightmare things whose laughter was the sound of death, was a young skinny girl with an awkward, almost smile, as if she was embarrassed by her transient beauty, her pale hands folded to her lap, her eyes cast down upon them like two dying suns. A few more. Like what's left of the world. The day doesn't want to be here. The sky's given up and the sun's run out of tricks. The suicides fill the night and shine like unnamed stars. And you're weary from the effort it takes to pretend to be something more than lost, from clinging so tightly to what's left of the world, running out of places to hide the corpses of your murdered hours. And nothing left upon the earth you'd even want to steal. Embarrassed by the kindness of strangers, and you've fallen out of love with your sins. Your heart crying like some spoiled child for something new to love or to destroy. Right, just a few more.
What's that called?
This is called What's Left of the World. This is the used car salesman part of me. I'm going to read a few from my new book, which I have a few copies of for sale for anyone today. And, it retails for $15. I'm selling them for $10. So save $5.
What?
And,
Save $5?
Save $5 right here, right now, today. Just a couple more. It's called Songs for the Lost. Today you wake to find that loneliness has grown teeth and become bigger than the sky. To find the center is gone and all that remains are fragments, little shards of boredom and pain. Your fragile beauty and sad brown eyes are no defense against newspaper headlines and telephones that refuse to ring. Hope is cast aside like a $2 scratcher that didn't win. Like Christmas trees on January streets. On an afternoon spent breaking mirrors and pouring drinks you told yourself you wouldn't have. And playing that record again and again. The one with the lonely man who plays guitar and sings songs for the lost. Because that's all he knows to do. Alright, one last one. It's called The Same Fire. With any luck, we are given equal amounts of days and nights, light and darkness, sun and rain. We are given our share of bone, blood, and skin. It's what we do with them that makes the difference. The thing to understand is, every moment, we are the lion eating the lamb, and we are the lamb being eaten by the lion. And hell is found more often in life than in death. We all burn in the same fire, whether we know it or not. And in the end, we will all be saved or damned by nothing other than ourselves. Thank you.
Yeah!